On Ice Warriors tonight, our main game is the second leg of the Benson and Hedges Cup quarter-final, Sheffield Steelers against the Cardiff Devils.
The fans love him, Doug McEwen, why he's so popular in Cardiff.
Tony Hand, the new hero in Sheffield. We find out how he's settling in.
And Rink Roundup, all the news and the best of the action from the weekend's cup clashes.
Good evening. Plenty to come in tonight's programme, and it all comes from the magnificent Sheffield Arena, featuring very much on the top clash in the quarter-final of the Benson and Hedges Cup. The main action coming up, the second leg between two of the top teams, the Cardiff Devils and the Sheffield Steelers. They've already played the first leg, and that turned out to be quite a cracker.
People were expecting a close game. Even the Steelers would have been happy just to limit their losses. And to begin with, it was tight. Both defences proved hard to break down, and there were no goals in the first period, netminders on top. The second period, though, was a different story. 5 goals were scored between the two intervals. Sheffield's summer signing, Tony Hand, prolific as ever, was first to break the defensive stranglehold on the game. And the Steelers silenced the home crowd when they shot into a 3-0 lead, Ken Priestley taking advantage of a Cardiff defence that suddenly looked rather jittery. The Devils, though, have a champion's pedigree, and certainly weren't about to lie down. They pulled 1 goal back, that was courtesy of Steve Moria. And it was people's favourite Doug McEwen who put them back in the game, only 3-2 down going into the third period. Just as the Devils looked like drawing level, former Cardiff man Nicky Chin swung the pendulum back the other way. A hugely satisfying goal for him and the Steelers supporters. They knew they delivered a psychological blow which left the Devils reeling. Just over 5 minutes later, they were trailing 7-2. At that point, the Devils looked down, but certainly not out. Randy Smith reduced the deficit to 4 with under 20 seconds left on the clock. It sounds a tough task, but it's by no means beyond a team with the Devils' offensive talent.
4 goals can happen in, first period easy. So we still got a chance to go in there and win this game.
It's 0-0. It starts again. You never know what can happen. It's on the day, and I think we're just lucky to have a good cushion and hope to take it back to our barn. I think we're very confident about the result.
That's 1 loss. It's not the end of the world. The sun comes up tomorrow, and I mean we're just going to, put our work hats on Sunday and see if we can pull out, a win by more than 4 goals.
Cardiff are a good team. Don't get that wrong. The first period 0-0. Marty stood in his ear and made some big saves. Had things not gone right, we could have been behind the 8 ball after the first period.
Well, I'm confident. It's a big ice, and we've got a lot of really fast skaters on our team, and Cardiff's not going to get down with it fight, that's for sure. And it's been done before, and it can be done again. 4 goals is a tough old job, but we can do it.
There was no more than a single goal in the other first legs of the quarter-finals. The holders, Nottingham Panthers, going down 5-4 at Basingstoke. Fife beat Newcastle 6-5, and Durham Wasps, the team now owned by Newcastle United chairman Sir John Hall, drew 5-5 in their first leg at Humberside. Well, the big news before the game between Cardiff and Sheffield, in Sheffield's home ice for this second leg, is that the Sheffield Steelers netminder Martin Mackay has been taken down with appendicitis, and he's going to be replaced by a player drafted in from Slough, Charlie Colon. Well, with me is a man that's got plenty of experience. He's our expert summariser. He's played in the NHL, Bob Correll. Bob, first of all, this change of netminders, drafting someone in from another club, what do you make of that?
It's part of the rules and regulations, Steve. There's really nothing that can happen. I think if looking at it from perhaps 2 angles, if I was Cardiff, I'd be very upset by the ruling. But in the same breath, you look at it from Sheffield's point of view, and Alex Dampier and Clyde Toole are going to go with the experience because this is a very big and important game for them.
Can the Cardiff Devils pull back 4 goals behind, away from home?
If any team can do it, certainly the Cardiff Devils can. They've got tremendous offensive punch. They've got a lot of guys that can put the puck in the net and can skate. This is a little bit bigger ice surface here in Sheffield, and that should be advantageous to these better skaters.
You think actually the ice surface should suit the home side better than the home side?
Well, clearly, when Sheffield's playing at home, they've got all their fans and support behind them. That's going to help them, but from that point of view, I mean, Cardiff have to look at it from a positive standpoint. They've got to take the facility to their advantage and use the ice surface to its purpose.
OK, well, it's a big ice surface. It's also a big arena, and out there somewhere is Gia.
Well, I'm here with the stars in the stands, the Sheffield Steelers cheerleaders. How are you guys doing? Fine! Now, how long have you been a cheerleader here?
I started last season, beginning of last season.
And do you have to know how to ice skate?
Most of us do, but some don't.
Do you ice skate? Or you guys are ice skating. Now, tell us what you guys are going to do today.
We're going to do New York, New York.
And when is that? At the beginning of the game or in between periods?
In the first period.
Yeah. And do you like it? Do you have a good time?
Yeah, we love it. Like, it's really great.
So what do you guys do during the game? What do you do? Are you up in the stands?
We're up in the stands and we're dancing all night and then entertaining the fans.
All right, girls, show me what you can do. Let's go!
Well, there's going to be some great cheers from those cheerleaders throughout the course of the evening, I'm sure. You won't be hearing them chanting MC, MC, MC. That's a particular favourite of the Cardiff Devils fans. If you want to know why, well, we can tell you.
The way he carries the puck is just unbelievable. Guy has skill just coming out of every pore.
The guy's just a god. One of several gods in Cardiff, but he's probably the main god.
Without Doug, the Devils would be nothing. He's our number one.
Doug McEwen is very much the fans' favourite in Cardiff. He's one of the most feared and admired players in the British game. After 7 seasons with the Devils and 4 league championship victories, he's something of a cult hero in Wales. But as hockey becomes more and more of a business, Doug has taken on more than just a player's role at the Wales National Ice Rink. Since the summer, Dougie has been spending a lot of his off-ice time busy in the office.
I'm been appointed to heighten the profile of the sport in the whole, look after all the junior section, as well as that get the Cardiff Devils out and about in the city of Cardiff, as much publicity as possible for the sport in general.
With his experience as a player, he's an invaluable help to coach Paul Heavey. Doug, a former Peterborough and Lee Valley player, takes up a lot of the office tasks.
I'm also here to help Paul Heavey in any aspect needed for to help with the team so that it all runs smoothly for him. If he wants, if he says he's looking for players or he needs somebody just to phone him up and say, all right, training's been changed, we're here at 11 instead of 4 o'clock or something, I could get on the phone and phone all the boys or anything else. I mean, relating to, he might have had somebody speak to him about an appearance put in somewhere. Somebody needs 3 or 4 guys to go down to one of our sponsors and do an appearance, and I'll make sure the guys turn up. I'll make sure the shirts are there and anything else is needed for everything to run off pretty smooth. It gets a bit hectic sometimes. I mean, when you try to, like you say, you're wearing 2 hats and you're trying to differentiate between the two, where you're in the dressing room and you're there as a player and you just want to concentrate on getting into the game, and occasionally you have a guy or a couple of guys that think, well, now's the time to ask you for something outside, a complimentary ticket or something for that game. You say, well, I haven't got time for that.
As part of his new role, Doug has also taken on a job he really enjoys, training the junior teams at Cardiff. Having been a figure skater himself, Doug knows the importance of skating above any hockey skill, especially at such a junior level.
If you ask any hockey player, I mean, the basic fundamental of playing hockey is skating. If you're going to play the sport, you've got to really be able to skate at some type of level, which is obviously, it's good here. I mean, we offer tuition for any beginners down here at the ice rink. We've got a lot of figure skaters who offer that tuition. Ideal age, say, is about 6 or 7 to start, and then they'll just progress through the ranks. I mean, that's the way you're going to bring the British sport of ice hockey on. I mean, the younger these kids start, the better it'll be by the time you reach 16.
Doug practices what he preaches. He's a talented skater who gives the fans what they want, and he's very grateful for the support that they give the team.
The fans have always been behind the team, 100%. Things are only going to get better here in Cardiff. I mean, we're hoping to build this team is one of the best teams going, best teams Cardiff's ever had. So I mean, this year we were hoping to put some silver to the trophy cabinet this year and keep these fans happy.
MC, 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 MC.
He's certainly popular down there with the Cardiff fans, Doug McEwen. Bob Coral, you know why his nickname is MC.
MC, I believe they spelt his name wrong on his jersey a couple of years ago. The actual name plate on the back there, as opposed to being M c big E, it was just big M big C.
Good player.
Oh, tremendous player, and been around the British game for 7 years now, and he's always figured as a key player throughout. Great Britain international, just a tremendous profile for the sport, both on and off the ice.
Well, Doug McEwen is a favourite as far as the Cardiff Devils fans are concerned. What about the Sheffield Steelers? Who are their favourites? Gia?
Well, I've grabbed some Steelers fans here, and I want to find out who their favorite player is. Now, who's your favorite player?
Ken Priestley.
Ken Priestley. Have you ever met him?
Yeah.
Is he nice?
Yeah.
And who's your favorite player?
The Wild Thing, Tim Cranston.
Tim. And who's your favorite?
Tommy and Nicky.
Who's your favorite?
Tony Hand.
Have you ever met him?
Yeah.
Think he's nice?
Yeah.
Well, I just got to meet him last week. He's one of Sheffield's newest signers, Tony Hand. Time out in a quieter moment for Sheffield's new signing. Planning his next goal, perhaps? Because this is Tony Hand, Britain's #1 forward, exploring new territory with pet Rottweiler Thor. Tony is the country's top point scorer, and not just last season with a tally of over 200 points for the Racers, but for the last 3 seasons on the trot. In fact, he's the only British player to have been drafted to the NHL playing for the Edmonton Oilers, an offer he declined as his British roots proved too strong. With the Racers stepped down into the first division, Tony now finds himself with top club Sheffield.
It takes a little while to settle in. I don't think I've fully settled in yet, even though I settled in with the players and the fans and the management is excellent. But it takes a little while to adjust to the similar or the different styles of ice hockey.
There are big family commitments, too, with his wife Melissa and 4-month-old Sarah to consider, as well as settling his family into suburban Sheffield. So why the Steelers in particular?
I need to play at the top level, and Sheffield, as I say, were the best team in the league last year. Hopefully it will be the same this year. I would say they have a nice, excellent arena. The fans are excellent, the staff's excellent. So I'd say there's no other place. Once they decided they wanted to come here, I decided, okay, that's where I want to go. It's always hard to move away from your home when you've been there and set your roots there for so many years. But just say I have a family to keep, and you only have so many years at ice hockey. You can't. I'm not going to be doing this when I'm 40-year-old. So I've got to make the most of it whilst I'm still young. So I was happy to come here, and Sheffield were happy to have me here.
Already at Sheffield is cousin and former teammate Scott Neal. Scott's played a part in Tony's big move and is very happy to show him the ropes.
Scott was one of the ones who sort of encouraged me to come. He said it was an excellent place. So I listened to it. Before I came here to Sheffield, I spoke to a few players who played here before, a few players who still play here, and then they all encouraged me to come, and they never had any bad words to say about Sheffield. So I just say it's easier to settle down when you know you've got family and friends around.
So you were the top point scorer last year. Do the guys on the team give you any stick or like try and make it difficult for you in practice?
No. I think see, we have a lot of quality players there, and we have a lot of characters on the team. But I think at the end of the day, I think we all have to do our best for Sheffield Steelers and help them win the trophies. I don't think any personal accolade is going to. No one's going to be happy at this year if one person finishes top points and the team doesn't win any trophies. So I think it's more important for us to win the trophies. And as I say, we have the right sort of team and the right sort of pedigree to do that.
There's an atmosphere of its own in Sheffield where ice hockey is concerned, with regular capacity crowds of 9,000 in attendance. If the fans want goals, then Tony Hand is their man.
Fans are excellent here, and as I say, they've really made the players feel welcome. Even if a new player comes along, they give them a standing ovation, and they always support them, and they're excellent. You couldn't say any more.
Tony isn't one for the gym, but the fans will be happy to know that Thor, a well-established member of the family now, keeps him fit and in goal-scoring shape at least twice a day.
The way I play the game, it's more of like speed and finesse. So I try to keep away from putting on a lot of bulk and try and keep trim that way. So I really don't. I just prefer to skate and work out on ice and no other training.
The Steelers' already impressive squad cannot fail to be strengthened by such an addition as Tony Hand. It's an exciting time for him and for the whole of Sheffield. If not already, then he soon will be the fans' best friend.
You know, I think that dog Thor would make a pretty good defenseman. What do you reckon, Bob?
He's pretty solid back there, that's for sure, Steve.
You've known Tony Hand for years now. Good player.
A tremendous player, you know, certainly the best British talent, and you know, he's adjusting and coming down to Sheffield, you know, and just kind of feeling his way a little bit. He's been in Edinburgh and Murrayfield for a number of years, and that's a tough adjustment for any player, you know, bringing a family down and the whole different scenario. But he'll overcome that, and his game will just go from strength to strength.
Well, some of you will be experts on ice hockey already and will know all the rules. Others of you may not be quite so sure. All you have to do is keep watching Sky Sport throughout the next 6 months, and on Ice Warriors, we'll make sure we make you into an expert too. A player is offside if both his skates, not his stick, are completely beyond the red line when the puck is passed from the defensive zone to beyond that centre line. It's known as a two-line pass or an offside pass. He's also offside if the puck is passed from the neutral zone into the attacking zone. That means players of an attacking team may not precede the puck into that attacking zone. And remember, a player is onside if either of his skates are in contact with or on his own side of the line at the instant the puck completely crosses that line. And that's regardless of the position of his stick. Well, that's a little bit complicated, isn't it? We started with the hardest of all, I think, that offside rule. Maybe we can help clear it up a little more if you're not quite 100% certain on those, with some real-life action. And Bob Corral, maybe you'd be able to just put it into perfect, precise words for us.
We talk about neutral zones and defensive zones. Andrew Mallow at the moment is in the neutral zone. He is now in the defensive zone. He is now going to make a pass, and that pass is going to cross the red line and be picked up by another Sheffield player. That puck has now crossed two lines. It's crossed his own blue line, and it has crossed the red line. That is a two-line pass, or correctly known as an offside pass.
So that's one of the offsides, the offside pass. There's the other offside that we explained just a moment or two ago. Here we have a team in white going forward. They're attacking. When does this become offside?
Watch the player in the right-hand corner of the screen, number 6. It's number 7, McGuinness. He's going into the offensive zone. He makes a little move there, but you can see number 6 of Tilburg just goes over the blue line before the puck actually does to create the offside.
Well, I hope that clears up the offside rule. Look out for that during the course of the game. The action is coming up after the break. The atmosphere really starting to build here for this game. Are Sheffield on their way to the Benson & Hedges Cup semi-final? Or can the Devils turn up the heat and turn the tables in the House of Steel?